Hello. I hope I am audible to everyone. So I would like to request Dr. Mili Ghosh, our organizing secretary, to start the session. And today we have with us Professor Dean Sir, Professor Subhash Chandra Rai with us. And unfortunately, we couldn't have our VC online today and other dignitaries that we had invited. Without wasting any time, I think we have to start the session. So I would like to hand over to Dr. Mili Ghosh to carry on with the session.
Hello everyone, I, Dr. Mili Ghosh, Assistant Professor of Department of Computer Science and Application, University of North Bengal, on behalf of the organizing committee, extend a very warm welcome to all the invited dignitaries and participants to this international webinar on emerging trends in computational technologies, IWE-TCT, organized by the Department of Computer Science and Application, University of North Bengal, in collaboration with IEEE CIS Kolkata chapter and Computer Society of India, Shiliguri chapter. The Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of North Bengal, Dr. Subiresh Bhattacharjee, is the patron of today's webinar. And we have with us Professor Soumitra De Sarkar, Professor Subhash Chandra Roy, and Professor Pranab Ghosh with us. Today's webinar will be inaugurated by Professor Subhash Chandra Roy, the Dean, Faculty of Science, sir. We also have with us the dignitaries and guests. With the kind permission of our HOD, Dr. Sharad Sinha, sir, we would like to start the proceedings of today's webinar. May I, sir?
Yes, of course. I would like to request our Dean Sir, Professor Subhash Chandra Rai, to inaugurate the session. He was just with us.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone, in this international webinar on emerging trends in computational technologies, organized by the Department of Computer Science and Application, University of North Bengal. So, I am happy to know that Computer Science Department has organized such a nice international webinar on emerging trends in computational technologies. So I welcome all the dignitaries in this webinar. First of all, I convey my thanks to the organizing president, Dr. Sharad Sinha, Head, Department of Computer Science and Applications, and working president, Dr. Ardhindu Mundal, Department of Computer Science and Applications, and organizing secretary, Dr. Mili Ghosh. I heartily welcome all the dignitaries and the invited speakers for this international webinar. I welcome Professor Amlan Chakraborty, University of Calcutta, for participating and giving the invited talk about the deep network techniques for computer vision. I also welcome, with my sincere thanks, to the Dr. Sasani Eufen Waringkul, Chiang Mai University, Thailand. I welcome, with my sincere thanks, to Dr. Sheikh Mohammed Waibdullah, Alia University, and then Dr. Sujan Kumar Saha, BIT Mesra. I will also welcome Mr. Narayan Sau from Pune, and other dignitaries and their students and scholars. So this is a nice place or nice webinar that you can interact with the subject expert and computer expert. What you will be learning. It will be very beneficial for you in future. So with that few words, I hope that the 3 days international webinar on emerging trends in computational technologies will be a successful one. So I declare that sessions is inaugurated. On behalf of my Dean, Faculty of Science, I heartily welcome all of you in this inaugural sessions, and the seminar is inaugurated. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your very enlightening and encouraging speech. We are all very deeply gratified to you for the support and best wishes that you have transmitted and conveyed to us. May I now request the organizing president of this webinar, our HOD, Dr. Sharad Sinha, sir, to give us short speech or deliver us formal speech or formal welcome speech.
Good afternoon, all present here. Actually, I cannot see the list of all who have logged into the session. A hearty welcome and greeting to all the participants, dignitaries, invited speakers, and my colleagues and scholars and dear students. So actually, this year, due to the COVID pandemic, we are organizing this webinar, and we were bound to go for this online session. So actually, every year we organize conference with a lot of paper presentations. So we were actually bound to have just a webinar, and I think although it is just a webinar, we will be enlightened with talks from all we have invited. So I want to first thank the speakers on behalf of the Department of Computer Science and Application, University of North Bengal, and also on behalf of our collaborators, IEEE Kolkata, CIS Kolkata chapter, and Computer Society of India's Siliguri chapter. First, we will be having Narayan Sau, and I'm glad that he is one of my classmates. He was one of our classmates during the masters, and now he is the founder and CEO of Neo4 Technologies, LLP, Pune. So we'll be having his talk today after a while. Then we have Dr. Sujan Kumar Saha, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, BIT Mesra. We have Dr. Diptendu Sinha Roy, Associate Professor of Department of Computer Science and Engineering, NIT Meghalaya. We have Dr. Sheikh Mohammad Obaidullah, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Alia University. We have Dr. Sansani Yufan Viryakul, Madam, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Chiang Mai University, Thailand. And we have Professor Chakraborty, Professor and Director, A.K. Chaudhary School of IT, University of Kolkata. So I want to thank on behalf of all the organizing committee to the speakers. Within a short notice, they accepted our request, and they are sharing us their valuable knowledge and time. So I think we'll have all the brainstorming sessions, and we'll gain a lot, especially our scholars and students, and of course, we, the faculty members of the Department of Computer Science and Application, North Bengal, along with all the participants from other universities and institutions. So I also thank Professor Subhash Chandra Rai, Dean, Faculty Council for PG Studies in Science and NBU, for lending his valuable time and inaugurating the session. We couldn't actually, Professor Soumitra De and our respected VC sir couldn't join the meeting due to their busy schedule. So Now I will ask Dr. Mili Ghosh to carry over with the session, and shortly after, while we'll have our technical session from one of our speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind and motivational words. Now we are coming at the very closing of the inaugural session. But before that, we would like to request the working president, Dr. Ardhendu Mondal, sir, to share a few words with us.
A very good afternoon to all of you. Dean Science Sir, Professor Subhash Chandra Roy, our organizing president, Dr. Sarashina, secretary, Dr. Mili Ghosh, and all the other invited lectures. No need to name again because you have already taken the name several times. Professor Omran Chakraborty and others. I welcome all of you in this event. And without taking much more time, let me just share one information with all that due to the limitation of Google Meet, we are getting recorded throughout the session and it's being broadcasted through the YouTube channel. So many participants are engaged via YouTube channel, live streaming, and all the other participants who are here, I again welcome all of you. So thank you and thanks to all of you.
Thank you, sir. We are now coming to the closing of the inaugural session. The Department of Computer Science and Application wants to thank all of you for such an active participation. Now, without further ado, we will now move on to our technical sessions. Please allow us a few more moments before we can start the technical sessions.
Today, we have with us Narayan Sau, founder and CEO of Neo4 Technologies LLP Pune. He'll be joining shortly, and we'll start the technical session at 1:30 p.m. So, for a kind information, as already conveyed by our working president, due to the limitation of Google Meet participation, we have arranged to live stream the session through YouTube, and it is being streamed right now. And many of our registered participants are watching the event through YouTube, and only a few of us are here in the Google have joined through Google Meet. I hope the YouTube streaming is also going on smoothly. Hopefully, we don't have any glitches during our session, and we'll have brainstorming sessions without any hurdles. So, thank you, everyone, on behalf of the organizers for joining the inaugural session. And we will keep this on, and we'll start our session at 1:30 p.m. Thank you.
Meanwhile, to all the participants, if you are facing any problem, okay, please contact me. If any problem in audio or video or something like that on my numbers, I may announce the number because we haven't mentioned anywhere. So may I request organizing secretary to please share the number in case of any problem the student is facing, so that we can communicate with us.
Actually, we would like to hear feedback from one of the YouTube watchers. If anyone has joined us through YouTube, I think we would like to hear from them. Over the telephone, of course.
I'm writing down the contact numbers. For any kind of assistance, please do give us a call.
Please excuse me, I will be just off the line to talk to the speaker, today's speaker, and will join shortly.
So the numbers are 9474390844 and another one is 8250460931. For any kind of assistance, please do give us a call. Thank you all. We'll start our technical session very shortly. So please bear with us. I welcome all of you once again. So now we will proceed towards our first technical session. But before that, we would like to welcome Mr. Narayan Sau, the founder and CEO of Neo4 Technologies LLP, Pune. Welcome you, sir. Today we have two invited talks. Now, may I introduce our first invited speaker of today's webinar, Mr. Narayan Sau, founder and CEO, Neo4 Technologies LLP, Pune. The title of his talk is Cloud Computing with AWS. Mr. Narayan Sau is an information technology professional with over 2 decades of extensive experience in several branches of information technologies, including system integration, automation, IoT, DevOps, enterprise architect, and consulting. Mr. Sau has an MCA degree from University of North Bengal and has done an MBA from University of Dallas, USA. Mr. Sau is founder and CEO of Neo4 Technologies LLP that deals with microservices development and implementation. He is here today to discuss about the current trends such as microservice concepts in IT industries and its future growth opportunities. Now, we will request Mr. Narayan Sau to start his invited talk. Over to you, sir.
Mr. Sau, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Oh, okay.
You are audible, but I can join from we are talking from phone. Also, I try to join from the computer.
Okay. For sharing the presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We are waiting. Please carry on.
Is my screen is visible now?
Not yet, sir.
I can see the picture from the camera of your laptop.
Okay.
Now your screen is visible, sir.
Now you can see, right?
Yes, sir.
You haven't shared the presentation yet, I think.
Here is the presentation now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Also, can you hear from computer? I am trying to talk from computer. Can you hear it?
Okay. It's very much clear.
Now it's clear?
Yes. No. There is a feedback. There is a feedback.
Okay. Now it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, there is a problem with computer. So I am sharing screen from computer but talking from phone. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, for this presentation, I was preparing for tomorrow. So today, actually, I don't have much thing. So let's share whatever I have. Let's talk whatever I have. And if required, we will send you the whole presentation later, maybe tomorrow. Okay. So basically, yesterday, Sarath Sinha is my classmate. So we studied together in North Bengal University. And actually I am very eager to talking to next to people of my university. I am right now sitting in Pune. Actually, it's I can say it's Sarath Sinha who has made this possible. So very thank you, Mr. Sarath. Basically, what I was going to talk to you about the microservices right now. What the trend of right now the trend in India. So in the microservices, mostly we go with the cloud. So cloud means in the cloud we have AWS, that is Amazon Web Service, and right now we have also another cloud service that is called Google Cloud Platform, GCP. And also there are something like Microsoft also is going with they are also presenting good big cloud. IBM also has cloud. Okay, but whatever in the market, the AWS, that's Amazon Web Service, is the biggest has the biggest market share. They have market share around more than 40 around 40 to 45% market share. Okay, but the rest of them like Google has also bigger, but Google is still now 25% of share market share. Okay, so all this one. All this Google has also around 25% of market share. Okay, so why now we can speak why it is cloud, why not, why we are forgetting about the old days computerization, right? So if we see that actually I can say you that though it is we say it is cloud or whatever, but it's still, I believe it's still my old days when we have learned like Unix programming in 1980s eras, 1990s era. So these are actually is it is still same. Only the difference is now we are connecting everything through the internet. And in those days there was no internet, but there was they have the broadband and they have the interconnectivity. So current days we have, as we have said that okay, in the cloud we can say that okay, we have the cloud right now. So in the cloud, let me explain you something right, like that. I want to go with try to explaining you one of the use cases what actually my company we developed earlier. So it was in basically in AWS cloud, and it is useful for medical diagnosis purposes. So in the medical diagnosis so what is the main thing there? So uh, in the cloud platform, in the cloud, we have using this infrastructure, whole infrastructure of AWS. So out of this, the main thing is about say about the storage. The storage, we say it is S3. Storage is file object file object. So file object we call it S3. S3. Okay. So S3 is the file object, and also we have like that programming language we use Python mostly. Python is the best one, but in AWS area you can use any you can conglomerate all the couple of languages together. Okay, so what we did we used Python and also Java in the back Java. And then in the front end we have that HTML5, etc. So let me explain you one of the use cases of medical things. So in if you see in the medical side, uh, what are the things required by a doctor? If you, as a patient, if you go to doctor, you give your name, right? Your name, your ID, your address, etc. So your name, address, and one of the government ID is preferred everywhere. Actually, in India right now, it is say it is Aadhaar card, right? Or at least if it is Aadhaar card, it is not unique ID is not required. So we are giving the phone number, right? We have our phone number, or we have our PAN card number, or we have our driving license number. So all these things are kind of say unique identification. But if I take in the medical field, so if I am going to hospital, I am taking subsidized rate of medical treatment. So in the subsidized rate, I have to give my Aadhaar number, uh, because government is giving me government is paying my bill. So that's why we have to give the Aadhaar number to government. So this Aadhaar number will identify the uniqueness of the patient. Okay, and with this Aadhaar number, everything is going to be unique. Now, in the medical field, also we do what we do. We have to do a couple of tests like X-ray test, blood test, hemogram test. So all kind of medical tests and everything where different laboratories are involved. So those things are now we what we did we computerized. Mostly those things are now online. Uh, Online means suppose you have did a X-ray, so your X-ray will be uploaded in the internet in your with your ID, like what you do in NIC with your ID, and and your reports is also uploaded in the internet. So it is just like that there are couple of pages, internet pages nowadays. For example, you have this SSC result, right? Your result is also now internet. Your unique ID is in the internet. So these are the things. And the other thing that in the medical field you need to you go for the admission if it is required to take admission in the hospital or nursing home, that is also involved there. So all this so all and you have add so many things, different things also. This is giving actually my whole uh, my uh, this is actually giving me giving actually everywhere giving my whole address, name, address, proof, etc., and my IDs. Mm. So this is coming like these are already available in American or European countries, because those are developed countries. So they have made this long back. Uh, and we in India or kind of third world countries, we are doing it now. Mm. But our things are becoming little better because there are lots of facilities we are getting from cloud, like lots of developed programs are there. With this developed program, we can take this open sources program and copy it and change it as per our need. So this is reducing my time. Number one, my time of development. Also reducing the time of operation. Like when it is going in operation in production mode, it is going in cloud, right? So cloud, we need to create a operation databases and operation trees, and it will be managed by a very small number of team members. So what we are getting, only thing that money is also involved here. It's though we are talking about cloud and cloud, but money cost is not less. Cost is high actually. Yeah. Though in American term they call it very less cost. But if I calculate from the India, because I am accessing the same cloud what Americans are accessing, so their rate and my rate is same. So our rate, so in their rate, whatever rate they are paying, say they are paying 1 cent per hour. 1 cent per hour, say for me it is 80 paisa, it is around 80 paisa per hour, or 1 rupees per hour. 1 rupees per hour is I am telling you the smallest thing. So in the cloud, if I go in the cloud, like in our medical thing, so it costs us not less than $100 per day. $100 is around 7,000 rupees per day. So in 30 days, it is around 2,10,000 rupees. So these are the cost involved in the cloud areas. But the thing is, things are becoming little simpler, and also number of simpler, and the all complexity is becoming a simple kind of programming thing. So, and also here I just try to tell you that what is how we are delivering the system. So, if you in university you see that delivery of a system is not so easy, right? You have to program, then you have to first develop, analyze, and this is design. After designing, you have to develop the program. After developing, you have to do the testing. After testing, if everything goes all right, then you have to send it to production. Production, there are two ways, like something is already in the production, so you have to stop that one and you have to put this one. This is one way. And the other way, that when you have developed, you have not developed all the module, you developed some small module, like some part of the already in the production. So that module is adding that module to your already in production. So, but in this way, this is most of the time we call it as a agile waterfall method. So in this waterfall method, the problem is, if something goes wrong in the production, it is very difficult to turn it back, return and to correct it. So therefore, in the cloud we do kind of in the cloud we are doing lots of agile mode. Agile means that okay, we have the we need to do the changes. So the changes or new changes or the new development. So this will this will do in a small module. Every module will every module of the code we will develop, and we will test it in our own clouds, different cloud server. Oh, there is another thing I forget to tell you, that for the cloud one, you can duplicate your environment. Duplicate means whatever system you have, you can create another system immediately within 1 minute. You can create another duplicate system. So here in the cloud, when we are doing an operation in the cloud, when we are putting some code, so in most of the time we are creating another system, equal system, and we are testing the code there. So After testing, if goes is on, if goes okay, so then we can switch on this part as a new server, and the old server can be dislodged. So this way, cloud is also giving me the freedom of operation. Too much freedom in my operation run. So this kind of development or delivery, we call it continuous delivery or continuous deployment. There is a difference between continuous delivery and continuous deployment. Continuous delivery means that my change is there. I did some changes, and these changes are always I have a change, right? So in this change, I am delivering the product to the production. Then I have some new changes. Also, that new changes I am delivering the product. Okay. So this is called continuous delivery. This continuous delivery is we are calling from the development point of view. Now, what is the deployment? Because deployment is operational thing, that production thing. Because something is running in the company, and then I am deploying my software. So continuous deployment is not like continuous delivery, because continuous delivery, what if there is a change, I have already did the changes, I did the unit test, I did the system test, I have delivered my product. That is the continuous delivery. And with the production side, the deployment according to production requirement, they will do the deployment. Production team will do the deployment. Only thing that okay, everything was tested properly, they know. So deployment will start from there. So their continuous deployment is not like my continuous delivery. In my cases, my continuous delivery is in one day I have 7 or 8 teams. So 7 or 8 teams is delivering say 5 products. So all these 5 products may not go in deployment. So deployment team may deploy it. One is today, two is tomorrow, three is day after tomorrow, like on that way. Okay. This is not required actually. This is I think you already most of the university people will know that how we create a code, how you build, how you test and deploy, and then how you provision the code in the production. Also here we are coming one new thing in the cloud, that is called code commitment. Code commit is you have already known in the production in university system that you do some check in or check out of your program, right? So check in or check out is kind of check in, which is checking the system. Checking the system is kind of a code commit. So code commit is what? Like you did some changes in some of the software product, and after these changes, you have committing the changes in the system. Like here in cloud area, we are also for the commit for the code side, we are also maintaining one cloud storage for managing the code. So actually, your software product code will be there. So when you are checking out means you are bringing the code to your local computer, and then you are doing the changes. After changes, etc., you check in the system, check in after checkout, you do the changes, and then you run your program, see that your change is working, and then you commit your system, commit your code. Like your commit means you are again checking out, like a checking in your program to the system. Okay, so this one is a very nice job in our in Unix. Actually, if you see in Unix 1979 in 1980s eras Unix, it was already handled there. Okay, it was handled there, but it's very low model. Like we only when I was a student, I only know the CI or CO, right? Check in CI and check out is CO. So those who have already also Unix handling Unix or Linux, they can check this command. And code code build is nothing but after the code commit you can build your system, whole system build. So in the building your system nowadays, code build also, code build meaning that you are compiling your system. So if I go to my old days or in my home computer, so when we create a project and then we do the compile whole project, right? After compilation, I check that compilation. If the compilation is okay, then I do a test run, right? Or unit test, then system test, etc. So here it is also same, like code build is doing the same, but in this same in this previous I just told you that okay, I we are keeping a storage in the internet. So in the storage I have keeping my all my code. Uh, but if you see that keeping code in internet by myself, it's a difficult thing, because one of the any program can change 10 times in the day by 10 different people. Okay, that is possible. So for that one, we do a code build. We have a for that code. We internet with lots of companies providing free storage like GitHub. You can see that GitHub.com or code commit or code pipelines. All this source code you can put here, programming code you can put there. Build is also you have the build instruction, like that in our old days or in our home project we call it make.pin or make.list, right? In make.pin you are defining that what are the code will be object, how the object will be prepared, and then what will be the executable. So the same things we can do we can do in the build-spec.yml file. It is build-spec.yml file. Basically, it can handle Python, Java, and also C++ code. Okay, but it can handle all of this code, and also it is a YML form. So you can write your code form in the XML format, right? That extends XML, or you can say extended markup language format. And the XML format is very easy writing. Like if you just try in the internet, you can see that how they write. So those who write in the those nowadays they are writing in YML or XML format. Uh, Output is okay. And also, that when you are running a code build, you want to do a build, or build means you are compiling your project actually. So there are lots of lots of another added advantage you have, like if you want to if you want to build your project and you want your manager should know. So there is a SNS simple notification system. So simple notification system, you can add a SNS notification. So it will be automated actually. So before the code build, it will the system notification that one SMS will go to your manager. The manager will know that okay, or manager or whatever system administrator. Okay, so maybe or sometime there are two types of manager, right? Active or passive. Active means if somebody knows that okay, build is required, so he can check the code, or he can say yeah, you can go for the build. And if he thinks no, build is your system is still your code is still has some problem, so he will not approve this one. And there is a passive notifier, passive manager. Passive manager who need the information that yes, code build should go. So those kind of things. And this is actually code deploy. Code deploy I already told little bit. Code deploy in cloud side is deployment of code but before production. Like you are creating a executable. So executable code actually you already compile your code and you already build your code. So after building, you need to test. You test before You have a test means you can do unit test or system test, right? You cannot do the whole test. So unit test or system test may confirm that okay, it's okay, it can go in production. So in production, we can send the code in different way. Like the one is replacement. What we do in our home product, right? In your home product or in say whatever running in production, like you in the banking system. In the banking, you are running transaction, etc. So those actually you need to do that one only in the night. Yeah. In night you have to prepare a run book. In the run book you have to write that okay, midnight at 12 o'clock I will stop all the system and then I will start building. I will start pushing this code. After pushing this code for 2 hours, maybe at 2 o'clock in the night the system will come up and I will do test till morning 5 o'clock. And if everything goes right, I will keep the system. I will declare that system. The system is okay, and people can go start working on it. Or there is another way that okay, if I till 5 o'clock I find that system is not working properly, so what I will do, I will just replace this code with my old one and ask people to start using the old one itself. Hmm. But in this cloud, we do something little different. So what is the difference we do? That we because in the cloud we can create another server, right? Immediately we can production code, we can recreate the server. So generally here we recreate the server, another server, and start running our program here. So for the running the program means it is sometime we do that 10% code will go run, 10% of your job will run in this server, baki 90% will run in old server. So this way that I see that both version, the old one and new one is working fine. So if see that it is working fine, so after some hour, late 2-3 hours, I change the old one. I will stop the old version and run everything to my new version. So this is one of the code deployment process, replace and code. And there is another process also, like I don't want to stop my old server. Old server will go running, and the new server will start from another from new product. So from new product, when it is starting, after 1 or 2 days, I will see that the new system is also old system and new system both are working fine. Then I can replace the old data or data from old system to my new system, and then new system will live for everybody. Yeah. So this is also one way of working. Yeah. This is technology. This one we already talked. Now, if we go in Jenkins, etc., if I go in the clouds area, this code source I told you about GitHub, but there is another code source also, that is Jenkins. Jenkins is available online. Jenkins gives you around 75 gigabyte of memory. So all your program you are writing, you can check in Jenkins, check in or check out in Jenkins. So Jenkins, you can Jenkins resource is free actually, free of cost, but you can write your code there. You can check in code there or check out code from there. So this is actually your another storage. Jenkins is another storage for cloud. It is not for only error, but anything. Actually, for your home computer also you can do. Like nowadays, big companies they do. They lots of people write code in Jenkins only. So when you write in Jenkins, you are you are putting code in Jenkins, right? One server. But with the nowadays systems are very complex, right? With the complexity of the system, Jenkins also come with master slave server. Master slave servers means that you have a one master server and you have lots of slave servers. Means that your code is so big it is not possible to keep only in one storage. So you will keep in different multiple storage, different code and those will be managed by master slave server. So there is one master server and there are a couple of slave server you can define. This is one example of master slave server. A capital name is one master, and then a small slave servers are www are given. W means working server, or slave or working server. This is one just definition of Jenkins with code pipeline. So number one is developer, then he will do the code after developing the code. Before two, he is putting the code in the code commit, right? Here. After code commit, it is go to the code pipeline. Code pipeline is Jenkins. From Jenkins is taking the code or sending or taking the code. Then you have that. Here you have the. Here you have number 4 is the code is already developed. So before number 5, you have to deploy the code, right? Deploying the code in different servers, and then number 5 is application server. So after deploying code, you're getting the application server. Okay. So also you just need to remember one thing here, like in the industry, in any industry, you have generally for computer program, it needs at least 3 servers, right? One server is at least 3 servers. So one is application server, like where you are running the application, etc. Okay. 2 is operational server, where production running your operation, etc. And 3 is actually reference server. Reference servers you need where you need some fixed type of data. Like if you know about Oracle you have you need to create some Oracle reference tables. Okay. For example, let me give you a simple example of reference server. Like if you in medical system, you need to go to the doctor, right? So doctor's information is keeping is staying in the reference server. All doctors information. Then you have all the nursing home, hospitals, etc. Right? So those are staying in the reference server because these things are not going to change. Reference server is changing only by the system, but daily application, when you are running your application, daily is not changing. Right? Or for example, in the voter list, what is the reference server? The school where you are going to cast your vote, right? So that or your part number or your that is election booth number. So those are fixed. So those are kind of reference. Those you will keep in different server, and when the application runs, these are only in the application only read this information. Right? Read means it only can read the information and implement in his own system. Jenkins says this is not important. This is actually nowadays is happening. Jenkins with cloud formation. So basically, cloud formation means you have the whole system you are defining as a cloud program. Whole system is a program. If you go with any of the if you work with any of the cloud like AWS or Google Cloud Platform, you will see that they will give you option about creating cloud formation. In the cloud formation, what you will do, like you will create a server, you will create a Linux server or Unix server, you will create a Java server, Okay, you will create a Node.js server. Everything is in the cloud. So this cloud formation is nothing but a kind of software program like what we write in C program. So this is same as a little simple form. So cloud formation mostly written in the JSON format, JSON or YML format. So JSON format or YML format, this when this will run, it will create the whole server. Because in the cloud, you don't know what is the Unix, what is the ability of your server, or what how much storage you need, or say what speed you need. Uh, so those cloud, you don't need all those things. You just need to mention that yes, I need a server. I want to do this kind of part. So it will automatically give you a server to assign a virtual server for you. Okay. So these are kind of infrastructure as a code we can create all the infrastructure in code. Like if you think about your university computer, if you are still working in Unix or say Unix or say you are creating a web server, right? In the web. So web server, what is the infrastructure you need? You need a hardware, right? Hardware infrastructure that will be say it will be a network server, right? In the network server, it will tell about that how the HTTP or the web page will look like and how the information will you will get information or get or put information. Right? All those things. So those so, and in the say you have to run a Oracle database, right? You need to you are running Oracle database, Oracle or whatever database you are running. So say Oracle database, you need 150 GB gigabyte of space, right? And you need the blade server. What is the how much server proper? How much speed of the server? So those are the infrastructure. Those are the infrastructure you can define in the cloud. That this kind of infrastructure I need. So with this, actually, what you are going to do this you are defining in the cloud formation table in the cloud formation program. So from the cloud formation, it will see and it will create all the infrastructure. Okay, so this I could talk about the cloud formation. Cost, there is no need to see cost because cost is real. For we Indian, the cost is really high. So, unless and that's why this AWS and all this cloud program, most of the cloud program only work for foreign countries. In India, we are still believe in Java version 8 and version 11. So these are what I talked to you about the cloud formation, building block, etc. It is work. This is one of the YML class. This is not required. These are something very code level they are talking. So I don't think it is very important for you. But just for the sake of knowledge, you just know that okay, when I am running a cloud, I need to define some system with parameters, then some security, what kind of security I need. Like somebody else can see me, uh, else can check my system, or they can access my system, etc. Okay, so those parameters, if you in our home computer, we also define lots of parameter, right? So all these parameter, for example, in the Windows, write this parameter in the path statement, right? Path or environment statement. And also for the Unix system, we run say etc profile, right? In etc directory, lots of profile and environment, etc environment. There we define all the parameters, like what is the security, what types of it, all those things. Parameter sometimes parameters, another parameter example, like uh, that for example you are accessing Oracle, right? So Oracle, you will have two three types of Oracle, right? One operational Oracle, reference Oracle table, then user Oracle table. In the user you will have also lots of users. Some user only can read from Oracle. Some user only can update the data in your Oracle. So all this Oracle username, password, then okay. So all this username, password you can define in parameter, Oracle parameter. So from this parameter file I can read. So in parameter file also, lots of times people will hard code that one, right? So it is not hard code means that you are writing the username or password hard coded. Okay, so those can be taken care for the hard coded say password. You want to hard code it, but you want to hard code it as a encryption with the encrypted string. So you are writing password as a encrypted string. So only so system has a primary system only know that okay what encryption is this. So for this encryption, like we nowadays, if you read the PKI or that is key definition, right? System key definition. That is, we can say MD5 key, then AES 256 key or AES 512 key. Okay, so all these key are available in the internet. Or you have to buy. You can buy some key. So all these keys are for you only. And these keys are very big, like 1024,024 character long or 2048 character long. So these long keys are, decrypt your password. This long key. So this key actually it cannot be stolen because these keys are very big and this is unique for everybody. So this is unique for everybody. So this way you can define. Okay, most of the cloud we have talking about. Most of them are mostly we have completed. It's not completed. Completed means we have described everything in the cloud. Now, if you want to actually, there are two cloud. Actually, you have to. Uh, in the cloud area there are two or three verticals are there. So what are the verticals? So one is called DevOps vertical. DevOps means a person who can develop the system and you can run operation or also operate the system. So in the DevOps side, we have one. Another, we have architecture, cloud architect. Cloud architect is, that according to requirement, they can design the system. Okay, now, what are the server is needed and how is it? Okay, and in the architecture side also, there is a cost involved. That okay, how much is the cost you are going to spend on this one. So those are actually not very difficult. Those are cost is always go with the calculation. So when I know that what I am doing, I can design the cost. So for the I can define the cost and design it. So those are in the another good area. So in these two area nowadays actually lots of work going on cloud all over the world because the good thing about the cloud is if your system is not working and if you think you are losing, so you can stop cloud in a minute, right? Now just you can say, yeah, I don't want to go with this. So this you can do. So this is mostly all about the cloud. Okay. And another thing, if you have any question, you can tell me. Hello.
I request the participants to kindly put forward questions one by one.
Yeah, if you have any question, anything, it's not actually computer questions are not silly anytime. Okay, all question has some value.
We can take some questions from audience now. You may please raise your hand by pressing the button or unmute yourself and place your questions.
Dr. Mili Ghosh, you are unmuted. Okay.
So I don't think any of our audience have any questions.
Okay.
So thank you, sir, for the talk.
Thank you.
Having such deep insights and how lucidly you explained to the audience. We have reached the end of our first technical session. Hope this session is quite insightful to all the participants. Our next technical session is scheduled on 5 p.m. Once again, I would like to thank Narayan Sau sir for such an insightful talk.
Okay, thank you.
I too, on behalf of the organizing committee, express my deep sense of gratitude to my dear friend. I want to be a bit informal. I'll call you Narayan only. So we're proud of you having here as one of the speakers. After a long time, I can see you talk, though online, and you are running a very esteemed company yourself, and I, being one of your batchmates, feel proud to have you here. So thank you so much, and sorry for actually there was a kind of miscommunication about the date and time. So I once again feel sorry for that, but still you managed time to deliver your talk. I hope the participants have gained a lot of knowledge in this area. If you don't have any question right now, you can still communicate with the speaker later on writing, or if you are interested in discussing something. I think Narayan Sau won't be hesitating to answer you in future through emails or some other means of communication.
Okay, my email ID is already with you guys, I think. So
yeah. We have with us. And if there is any question, then we can forward that to you later on. Thanks once again, and I think we'll keep the session open for 5 minutes from now. If there are any announcement from our members of the organizing committee, then I think we'll stop streaming and we'll again start in the next session. That will begin on 5 p.m. and in the lecture 2, we have with us Dr. Sujan Kumar Saha, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, BIT Misra, and he'll be talking on automatic questions generation and evaluation. So tune in again at 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, then goodbye from my side.
Yes.
Mili Madam,
Yes, sir.
request here. Please announce that we are stopping the recording for this session
Okay, sir.
and ask each and everyone to join at the sharp 5 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
At least a few minutes before the scheduled time.
Okay, sir.